recording.
Instagram?
Instagram is live. We got our Instagram folks there. Yeah.
The poor people this morning.
Oh my gosh, they got like I started at 6 minutes in, but I mean they were amazing. They were all waiting there. They were waiting. They were like, "Hi, we were wondering when you were gonna open up the room." That's kind of both nice, but also kind of sad that I had them waiting there. All right, we are ready to go. Everyone get your remotes in hand. We are going to do this, as always, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I used to buy People magazine just to do the crossword puzzle. Oh yeah, me too. Hey, Marty. Marty, huh? Not the same one.
I used to love those Chupa Chup lollipops.
Oh yeah, Chupa Chups are great. Chupa Chups, Chupa Chups, depending on where you live.
I always call them Chupa Chups.
Some people call them Chupa Chups. I don't know.
They're sold in bulk in the Costco Business Center if anybody wants.
I haven't seen them in years.
Wow, the amount of brands that are back there.
I like the Lon Chaney Jr. reference. They eat a lot of mac and cheese.
Because it's quick and easy. John, so much for you thinking there were no brand names in the store.
No, I mean, that's I'm going to have to live with that one. But let's wait. I think it's season 4 when I'm in Dosey's Market. Let's look around because I could swear there were no brands.
When you were counting down the money to the penny, I think that most of it you were not doing real brands.
Yeah.
Is this the episode with? It is.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's why I said, well, that's one of the reasons why it's so crucial.
She broke Taylor.
I'm just blown away by how that Taylor character just came out of nowhere and just like a freight train, is just one of the strongest characters in the show.
No one else could play that. I could never imagine another Taylor.
I can't imagine anybody as somebody else being in these roles. It just does not work.
I just wanted to give you all a shout out for talking so long. Since I missed this morning's viewing, I was able to finish the previous episode while you were all chatting. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I didn't watch. I was my dad.
I was teaching archery.
I want to learn.
Come to Oklahoma and I will be happy to teach you. My son loves archery.
Sally, I'm lucky I can stand. There's no archery going to happen here.
Sally's in this one, John.
Oof, Illinois.
I need to take those notes off of the board and put them in my classroom.
There's nothing fascinating on your palm or the bottom.
I noticed those.
Time, please.
8:41. Is this a new thing that he's like very organized? Because last I saw him, he had like junk everywhere.
No, with music, he's extremely organized.
They've been expanding the place up there. There's more space.
Ouch.
Low, low.
Does anyone else notice that Lorelai's wearing the exact same shirt she was in Dead Uncles and Vegetables? Or is it just me?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean,
remember we were actually mentioning that she was wearing a blue shirt in the same shot with Suki, and that's the shirt she was wearing.
Yeah, and you're the one who's saying that she doesn't like to wear anything twice.
No, that was Valerie. Wait, did I say that?
It was you.
What did I say? She doesn't like to wear anything
I
twice.
think Valerie said that.
I think Valerie said that.
Well, yeah, someone said it, but I'm like,
Yeah, it was Valerie. And that they try not to put them in the same colors. And she does wear things multiple times.
It's so awkward. I was just gonna say I'm so uncomfortable.
Why does he have to go in the room?
He doesn't want Lorelai to hear until he gets Rory's side first.
Oh, good point.
Oh, the chuppah is still there.
It's been there in all the episodes so far. Even when like she pulls up and Jess and Dean is sitting there.
I think it only gets moved when they put it in the garage.
I will say, I have very little in common with Lorelai, but her eating habits and chocolate tolerance, I definitely have.
Oh, is this a film by Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was like asking earlier because I totally forgot.
And that's why she was so happy.
And John, you have the DVDs, so you should watch the extended scene.
If the DVD works.
Don't you talk about my prize like that, John.
Sorry.
Is someone able to post the extended scene for us to all see?
I bet it's on YouTube somewhere.
That could be another special event night.
It is. I just Googled it. It's on YouTube.
Awesome, ma'am.
Street cred.
It is fabulous.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
More lying.
I think it's lying.
It is lying.
It's lying. It's totally lying.
Saying that she's studying, she's still studying.
Yes, but she's not with Lane.
Yeah, she's tutoring Jess. That's the point.
Well, I get that, but
Such a jerk. Such a jerk.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
The thing is, Jess doesn't really need to be tutored, so or anything. So really, she is lying to everybody, and Jess is being a jerk.
Yeah, totally. He does not need to be tutored. This guy is extremely intelligent.
He just needs
Yeah,
to
but
go
you can be extremely intelligent and still fail classes.
Yeah, because he's not applying himself, but I don't think he needs a tutor.
No, he's just lazy.
Yeah. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
not only intelligent, I think he's educated. I mean, he knows all kinds of academic references. He's failing because he's just not doing his work.
Yep.
And I say this one time only. School's not for everyone.
My,
High school education.
my school,
Exactly.
Even high school, school's not for everyone.
no, it's not. My son used to do his assignments and he just wouldn't hand them in.
Great song.
Oof. Oh, he's going to drive. He's going to drive the car that was made by Dean for her.
Just watch.
Yep.
Just
and
watch.
is Dean
Just
in this
watch, just watch,
episode?
John.
That's all I'm
And
doing.
it's the first
why?
time that we're seeing her in this car.
That's what I was watch.
Is Dean in this episode?
No.
Just you.
No, he's
Comment. Just watch, please.
Oh my God! If he destroys this car,
Just watch.
If you remember
Tasha, let him talk.
at night,
I have never seen so many cars in Stars Hollow.
when they were at Taylor's earlier, they were talking about Marty, the bag boy he was filling in because Dean was away.
that sounds a little rough.
And when I was saying just watch, I wasn't like trying to be mean. It's just like this is an important scene.
Oh, please don't crash the car. Please don't crash the car. Please don't crash the car. I got a pit in my stomach about this car.
Wait.
This is the problem with being in the biz, John. I love the Princess Bride reference.
Same. I ordered that on DVD and it's coming in Monday and I'm so excited. No one heard me? Okay.
Oh, man. I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
No one heard me.
Oh, I was right. I was right.
And again, no one.
I swear you know all of this stuff. It's just like part of being in the biz. You just can predict it.
Yeah, how did you predict that?
I promise you that I did not know that. I got that.
Can people hear me?
You guess all the time, John.
Yes.
I'm not often right, but that one I feel good about.
You've guessed like a remarkable amount of stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of them you've gotten right.
I love terms of endearment.
Oh, I love a good ER reference.
But he looks more like Noah Lyle.
Yep. He really does. I hadn't thought about that.
I always thought they just couldn't get him to play the role.
Well, the reason I was asking if anyone can hear me is because I said something and no one answered me.
You were all watching.
Yeah, you kept telling us to watch.
I'm not going to talk to him.
I can't get out of my head that she's wearing the same shirt from that other episode. I just can't. I can't not see it anymore.
Same here, and I had never noticed that before.
I can't imagine x-rays for a hairline. First off, she already knows she has a hairline fracture, so why are you taking x-rays now?
I was thinking the same thing.
No,
Why is
they
he taking
were not having them do other tests to make sure there's nothing else wrong.
Wouldn't they have already taken an x-ray?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're just doing extra. They're just doing extra images.
They're doing it
so
so that you have
we would
time
not
to
do that. We would, even if the mom says do another one, we would have said no. We would not do another one. So that is kind of bullcrap.
Rule number 1, you never tell a parent to calm down.
Yeah, that's kind of harsh, though, to say, why would you bring him here?
Totally.
Very irrational. Right?
I love these scenes here.
Yeah, completely irrational. But you know, when your kid is hurt, you're not sane.
Yeah, Mama Bear stress response. She can't really control herself.
Oh, I feel like that's a meme, or that's a big moment that they go to hell right back at you. I feel like I've seen that before. Oh no, the car. Oh no, the car.
You seriously called every step of this, John.
Oh, the car.
It was so pretty.
Wasn't that car a different color when Dean presented it to her?
No, it was always blue.
No. Oh, I love this scene so much.
I have a feeling this is going to be a real good scene.
Did you notice how Lorelai thought he should put her over his own family?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this episode is freaking awesome in so many ways.
I'm sorry, my family comes first over any town or anybody else. I don't care.
They match.
I like how
That doesn't
knew
look
where
like a
to go
fake cigarette to me.
That looked like a real cigarette. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's real. I mean, but maybe it is.
Why is she in bed for just a broken arm?
I was just going to say, it's a good thing that Rory's never been actually really sick, because if we're this over the top over a hairline fracture, then I don't know what she'd do if something was really wrong.
Yeah, but also like after 9 when the accident happened.
Yeah, it's pretty
probably
late.
like 12, 1, 2 in the morning.
Well, they did give her some like probably pain medicine, so she was probably
Yeah, she said the meds made her dopey.
Like, that is just not normal.
I would like to see Lorelai treat how she treated Rory when she had the chicken pox.
Wait, is this a dream? Did you?
No.
We'll see.
This is so weird. That was so unexpected.
She called him. He ran.
Got it.
And he did the exact same thing as Lorelai, which is pull up a chair and sleep in the room.
That's cute.
It's creepy.
It's a little creepy, but
It's so over the top.
It's over the top. I
insane.
get it.
Then again, when my kids were really sick, they used to climb in bed with me and kick my
I
husband.
know. I slept on the floor before next to my sick kids.
Paige had surgery. She had to sleep with me.
I mean, Babsy slept on the floor with her dog when she got spayed.
Oh.
Yeah, but like there's one thing, like some things it's a necessity, but like Rory's not a kid, like, and it's a hairline fracture. Like,
I think it's more the shock of the car accident rather than the hairline fracture.
Yeah,
right, and the fact
you
that
know,
that whole
the
interaction.
fear that she could have lost her. She's lucky it was just a fracture.
I feel like season 2 is going to end with these two. Something's going to be big with these two. End of season 2.
Somebody write that down. Predictions.
It's so weird having predictions with you. You all know. I mean, I wish that it was like Lost, and I was like, doing all my predictions with folks who are also doing predictions.
Tiffany, haven't you been writing them down? Or I know somebody said they were writing them down.
Somebody's taking minutes from the meeting.
I'm taking them.
Are we following Robert's rules of order?
Oh yeah, can't wait for this. I remember seeing this at Sean's house. Like he had a copy of the actual thing.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen enough of it to know kind of. I'm excited. I haven't seen the whole thing.
So 5 years in a row.
I am spoiled for the Eagle, though. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Reference when I say I am spoiled for the Eagle?
No.
No one?
Not in the context.
When it happens, you'll all be like, ah.
We're all going to be like, duh. And
I don't think I'm understanding what you're saying.
Eagle, like a bird.
Yeah, I have no idea.
yeah.
I'm very confused. Oh, I think I do. Yes, okay.
He's singing to his fruit.
Oh, this makes me laugh.
I'm dancing.
I will have something to say about this afterwards. I wish Sean was here with us.
Is that actually him dancing, John, or is that somebody?
That is him dancing. That is him dancing. We'll talk about it afterwards. Mary.
Yeah.
Was that it?
The Eagle.
Okay. No, that's not what I thought. I thought another episode.
I can't wait to talk about this afterwards.
It's almost over.
I made a button of Kirk with the shirt off like that.
I moved them two together.
Awesome.
Yay. Hey,
Awesome.
John, I sent you a DM.
Yeah, I saw it come in. I just saw it and read like the first line, but I'll get
really
to it when we're done here. This was an awesome episode. This was so good. Is this a big fandom episode?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to find a gift for this episode, let me tell you, was extremely difficult because there were some scenes that weren't included in the gift episode thing. And so I was trying to find something that was like pertaining to the episode, but not totally giving it away, but still had Jess and Rory because, well, duh. So let me just tell you, it took 20 minutes for me to find a gift in it.
Kirk and Napoleon Dynamite could be like a dance duo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Here's the big question. Who did it better, Kirk or Napoleon? Napoleon.
Kirk.
Well, but when did Napoleon Dynamite come out? Didn't it come out after?
2004.
Yeah, after that.
Yeah, so this was first. This came first.
Oh, that's so
Sean-
weird.
Sean gets
better.
So I didn't even think about that.
Sean gets the title.
Am I the only one that
doesn't
thinks
mean it's
the
bad.
girl in the video looks a lot like Lulu?
Open the couch.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
we don't
on,
know who that
everybody.
is
Hold on, everybody. I am opening the couch to all of you out there on the beanbags that want to join us up here on the couch, and we got some folks coming up right away. Stat. T and Sarah and Amanda and Diana.
But yeah, but what I was saying was like, just because it came first doesn't mean it's like better.
But I'm biased because he's
True.
he's my friend and I think he's brilliant.
Kirk was good, but Napoleon.
The dances are slightly different. I'm just saying, to me, those two would make an excellent duo.
Imagine them being friends.
Yeah. So let me just start with that. So I wish that he was here to tell you about it himself.
This would have been a great episode for him to be on.
I feel a little weird telling it for him, but I'm going to do it anyway because, whatever. It's not that big a deal. But so here's the story I heard. The Palladinos saw him at a party, and I want to say that it was maybe the wrap party for season 1, or maybe it was the commencement party for season 2. We have parties at the ends of seasons and also at the beginnings of seasons that were legit. They were good parties, like thrown by Warner Brothers and the story I heard was that he was dancing like that on the dance floor, because that is actually a dance that Sean has been doing for years before Gilmore Girls. Like, he's been doing that since we lived in Chicago. That's how he would dance at parties, and that he was dancing like that at a party, and the Palladinos saw it. Like I said, I want to guess that it was a party related to Gilmore Girls, because it makes sense that they would be there, and they just as I'm sure you can imagine, as most people do, just loved it. and that probably inspired inspired them to put that in there. And I feel like they were getting to know Sean off camera, and that also inspired them to write him in more, because he's just a really cool. He's just a really cool guy. Like he's fun and he's funny. He's hilarious, and you know, and he surprises you, like, you know, in like that. You know, I'm sure they were just like they thought it was hilarious, and it was totally surprising, came out of nowhere, and was super weird, and they figured, like, okay, I don't know if that they thought in that moment we've got to do Film by Kirk, but as they were developing the season and as they came up with that idea, I'm sure they thought back to seeing him dance there.
A great episode for his birthday, to celebrate his birthday today.
Oh, right. Yeah. Actually, if you're wondering where I was this morning.
All right, go text him. That's great.
Were you at a party for him this morning?
Yeah, we were. I was at a little gathering.
Oh.
So anyway, that was just some fun tidbits. Like I said, I wish that he could tell it, because I bet he would tell it better than me. He might even have details that I'm leaving out. But that's what I remember him telling me way back then. You know, because that was before I was even on the show, right? Like he was just telling me as a friend, like, you know, talking about, you know, our adventures in Hollywood, trying to make it in the business. You know, we always had our stories to share, and that was one of his.
What's your favorite part, John? Favorite part of this episode?
Oh, wow, this episode was great. My favorite part is probably the scene between Luke and Lorelai as they're walking out of everything from Lorelai walking in and yelling at him to them walking out together.
Now my question is, whose side are you on?
For me.
Well, I mean, you know, I say
there's no wrong answer.
No. I mean, I sort of am on the. I can't really be upset with Lorelai, you know, because she's absolutely. I mean, like, her daughter is hurt and I mean, I get it. I know it's a hairline fracture. I totally get that, but you know, I just look. You all know, like, we just came back from Idlewild the other day, worried that maybe we took our daughter, you know, to too high of an elevation. Like, I just now understand what it feels like to be scared for your child. So I kind of give her a pass there on that. It was super harsh. Like, you know, you put yourself into Luke's shoes, the stuff that she was saying, you know, I could just imagine how hurtful that must have felt for him. So, you know, in that way, I guess I'm really feeling for Luke, and I guess it's hard for me to pick a side there, just because of how much I know, how much emotion I know is wrapped up in everything that's going on there. But just the scene itself is just so charged and so awesome, and it just was great.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, so show of Mike, who's on Lorelai's side?
Yeah, I can't choose a side, because as a parent, you're worried about your kid, and it could have been worse. And Luke is my favorite character, so I've always, you know, I felt bad for him, because I really think she hammered him hard. But
he had a point. She knows where her kid is. He doesn't know where Jess is. Like, it's hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that. I mean, he didn't deserve that kind of the way. He didn't deserve her basically saying that he should put everybody else over his own family when he's trying to do the right thing by his sister's kid.
Right.
So I've always been confused about why she's there.
She cares about Rory.
You know, like, where was Rory? Was that the hour when she was at the hospital alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she left the hospital, and I think she was reacting too because she wanted to control. She thinks oh, if Jess never came to town, then Rory, this wouldn't happen. But eventually, Rory's going to live her life, and things like this are going to happen.
Go ahead, Lily.
Oh, I have some, I want to know from people who, like myself, excuse me, I said that totally wrong. I want to know from the people who aren't necessarily Team Jess, what they thought about that last scene that just had an episode where he told Luke, I made sure she was okay.
I loved it. I that moment was really, really heart-wrenching and pretty beautiful. And it was definitely a moment where whatever that was. But he
still left Rory alone at the hospital. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot in there that he did wrong. I'm just saying that that character was about as vulnerable as I've ever seen him in that moment, and I really appreciated it.
And they may not have let him in anywhere near her in the hospital, even though he was also involved in the accident, because she said that she spoke to he made sure she was okay before he went to speak to the police.
And maybe she told him to go because she knew her mom would come and she knew how her mom would react, and so he just left because that was an easier situation.
Maybe he was never at the hospital because he didn't need to go.
He was a minor and she was a minor. They wouldn't have let him back to see her anyway.
She rode there in an ambulance. Tasha?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what am I going to say about this episode? So, going off what, Someone say something?
Do you want to talk about what we're talking about?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. We're flashing your microphone too if you're not sure what you want to say yet.
No, I do know what I want to say. I just thought I heard someone speak. So no, going off of what Lily said, actually no, someone go. Just someone go.
Okay, so this episode is really frustrating for me on multiple counts. I understand Lorelai's fear and her reaction, and sometimes you just do things when you're afraid that you can't take back. However, I think that by blaming Luke for literally everything Jess has ever done wrong is not fair, because Jess is the only one Luke is the only one giving Jess any sort of chance. And he's the only one that's there for Jess right now, which I'm not a Jess fan because I don't like his attitude at times, but I can still feel for him, and I feel bad for Luke that everybody seems to blame Jess, and I feel bad for Jess too, but everybody, Lorelai blames Luke for bringing Jess, and then the town kind of is already starting on this whole, it was Jess's fault, and Rory doesn't have a mind of her own, and she didn't choose to get in the car. Jess somehow forced her to go get ice cream, and that's why everything happened.
Yeah. Now I don't remember what I was going to say. So, kind of going off, who was just speaking? Because I couldn't tell by voice.
That was Amanda.
Okay. So, kind of going off of that, I don't necessarily think that he forced her, because everyone has their own agency. Everyone has their own mind to choose whether they want to do something or not. Hence why certain things happen in our lives. And so he said, if we go get some ice cream, I'll study, which, we all know that didn't happen. But Rory, she does have a mind of her own. She, could have said, no, we could have ice cream here in a bowl. There's no need to, leave and stuff like that. So she chose to get in the car because she wanted to be with Jess, and she wanted to hang out with him and things like that. But going off of what people have been saying about like Luke and Lorelai, and then like about Jess not being at the hospital, like it's pretty prominent that like we all know that like unless you're family, you can't, whether you're involved or not, you can't see like the person, right? And so just making sure that she was okay before he left was actually really sweet, because like he could have just like upped and left right after the accident instead of like talking to the police and making sure she got into the ambulance and things like that. But he didn't. He made sure that she was okay, and he wanted to quote unquote hide because he didn't know what was going to happen, and he didn't want Lorelai to come down on him and things like that. And I'm totally on Luke's side with Lorelai yelling at him, because like, yeah, like you can, it's very scary when a person you love or your child gets into an accident and you say things out of like in the moment and under pressure and things like that. But there's no excuse for what Lorelai said to Luke, because Luke is trying his very hardest to kind of be a parent to Jess, and no one's the perfect parent, and everyone's going to make mistakes, and Jess certainly has made mistakes, and Luke's made mistakes. But there's no reason for Lorelai to be like, if you wouldn't have brought him here, nothing like this would have happened. I'm like, well, things could, like someone said, things could happen. Like if Jess was there or not, something else might have happened, or things like that. This isn't the first time that like things involving Rory has gone wrong, like i.e. the dance episode. Like
I totally get why Lorelai reacted that way, and I understand it completely, even as not a parent. I just don't agree with some of the things she said to him. So it's like she's gonna react passionately because it's her kid, and I totally get that. But
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's like what Amanda is saying. You know, it's just that the town is just treating Rory like she couldn't have made these own decisions. She couldn't have had any involvement. It's all this punk kid who did this to her.
But she chose to get in the car.
Yeah,
but she chose right.
Exactly.
I mean, she not only that, she like let him drive her car. I mean, that part I was like, what
no hesitation
the
on that.
heck? I mean, really, like, I mean,
oh yeah,
that's big. That's a big deal. First of all, does he have a driver's license? Like, you know what I mean? That's my first question.
Not.
Like, there's not. He does have a driver's license. Have we seen it?
He's from New York. Probably not.
She wanted him to drive so she could read his homework to him.
I don't know.
Wait, Rachel, you said he's from New York. He probably doesn't. What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I just
a lot of people in New York don't.
Driving around a lot in New York City, and then he came to Connecticut. I doubt he's transferred it since he's been living there.
You can't get a
Given
driver's
he's from
license
New York
in New
and
York
his
until you're
upbringing, I would highly doubt that he does have a license.
By the way, Tiffany's
been flashing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tiffany.
Thank you, guys. Sorry, I'm going to forget. I know there's three things actually that you guys are talking about. One is how, you know, she was blaming Luke, and it's like nobody was really willing to help him, like in his situation with this difficult youth, and you know, he was so supportive of Lorelai when she was like the single mom, and he's kind of stepped in as like this father figure, and she's just been kind of fighting him right from the beginning with Jess instead of being like supportive, and so I think that's kind of crappy. And then I was also going to just kind of agree with Rachel and Tasha about, you know, like Jess is portrayed as like this big bad wolf, and Rory's just this little Red Riding Hood that the whole town has to protect, and she is making some of her own choices and growing up, and you know, that's just the way that it is. And I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys caught it, and maybe it's some foreshadowing when she wanted Rory to be first above Jess, but then at the end when Chris said, you know, when she's like, oh, you know, Sherry doesn't mind, and he's like, Rory comes first, and that's what Lorelai wanted to hear from Luke.
Oh right, yeah.
That's a great parallel. I didn't think about that.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Totally did not see that.
But the thing is, like, Rory can't always come first. Like, there's like kind of like what Luke was saying, where it's like the world does not revolve, and I think people need to realize this. The world does not revolve around Rory. as much as she is beloved in the town. Yes, it's called Gilmore Girls, so in a way it is. But from like a egotistical standpoint, it's not all about her, because there's other people like in the town that like make up like the town and make it like lively and stuff like that. And people,
for example, Taylor.
Like, oh yeah. And people I feel like, well, yeah, and definitely like that's where like I get annoyed, because like everyone feels like they need to like cater to them and like tiptoe around them, and that like no decision can be made unless they have their opinion about it. And I'm totally going on the other side right now with Lorelai and Rory, because like I hate it when people like try to make it all about themselves, because it's like, dude, like the world is not made for you. It's made for other people. And that's what I hate about like Lorelai, where it's like, just because your kid's hurt and your kid's like beloved does not mean that like no one else matters. And that's what Luke was trying to explain to Lorelai. It's like, you know where your kid is. I don't know where mine is. Mine can be just as hurt, if not more, than yours. So.
Totally. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I just think that all of that nonsense that was coming out of Lorelai's mouth, which was all like not cool at all, was coming from the place of, I am freaked out right now about my daughter. That's it, you know?
I'm actually curious to know what everybody thinks about Luke's decision to send Jess away in the end.
I don't think he had a choice.
Oh, you missed that, John? Babette and Miss Patty were talking about how Luke put him on the bus as soon as he could.
I think
but
I
him back to his mom.
Yes.
Wait, what? Wait, I didn't get that.
Yeah, is that the very end of
Miss Patty and Babette were talking about how Luke put Jess on a bus and sent him back to his mother.
Right after
to his mom.
Kirk.
That's
oh my God. I didn't.
Rory was
listening to.
Yeah, Rory was listening to it.
You'll have to go watch that last like 2-3 minutes.
I'm gonna rewind that.
They also said that he wanted to go, that he asked to go.
Exactly. They said
I think he felt so bad because he did actually like Rory, and I think he probably felt bad too for making it a little bit harder for Luke. So I think, you know, him asking to go back, you know, I kind of understand why they did. I don't think Luke would have just put him on the bus on his own.
I feel like Luke probably felt like he didn't have a choice though either. It's like, if I keep him here, people are going to come down on him and like come down on me, and that's going to make it even worse. And then he might just run himself, or like I send him away and make everyone else happy and kind of sacrifice whatever tension that could like bring in the future and things like that. And so like it's kind of like damned if I do, damned if I don't type thing. So
do you think that he did it to please the town or to please Lorelai?
I think it's because he realized both sides are saying the same thing. Like if Lorelai's saying get him out of here and Jess is saying I want to get out of here, keeping him in town, he loses on both ends. So when both sides are saying the same thing, maybe that's the best choice. Beginning
and like when
someone said that like defeated because of the baseballs and the failing and the trying the tutoring, and then we culminate in this, and it's like, what else could I do if he's asking for this?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That one foot out the door, I think, by not attending school and not really making any effort.
Well, and Luke probably.
I just watched the scene again. By the way, I just saw it.
And.
Well, of course, I'm thinking to myself, when I was on the show, Jess was on the show. So
don't think about that. Think about
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Think about it in the moment.
Sorry. Sorry about that, Steve. Sorry about that, Steve.
Sorry, did you hear your own
my buddy in the audience has not watched it, so sorry about that. I'm awful. I'm
You're
the
spoiling
first
your own
to be like,
show.
no spoilers, and then I spoil you.
Yep.
Curry is flashing.
That was pretty interesting there.
Right.
Hi.
Go ahead, Curry.
Thanks. I just have a quick showbiz question for John. It's a little off topic from the whole Luke versus
First of all,
Lorelai.
Curry, did you? I saw your message come in. Did you figure out how to get the app?
No, I didn't.
If you just go to it on your phone, then you just add it as a bookmark to your homepage. You know how like you know how when you like add a website on your homepage, you just click that little box with the arrow going up, and then it'll open up that little menu, and one of them is add to home screen. And if you tap that, it'll add the little icon like it's an app on your home screen. And from then on, you'll have the app on your phone.
So until last year, I had a BlackBerry, so I'm still learning how to do things on this miraculous thing called the iPhone. Thank you. I have a really quick question, and you may not know the answer, or you may know a general answer. So I'm really curious. So the principal was played by Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who was, oh my God, now I'm going to forget, Washington on Welcome Back, Kotter. Sorry, I'm really dating myself here, but which is one of the most iconic shows about high school. So my question for you is, do you happen to know, in general, did the show make purposeful casting choices? They could have cast anybody in the world or anybody like that to play that particular character. But there he was. I don't know. Do you kind of get the sense of my question?
Yeah, and then in the last episode, or not last episode, the episode before last, was Barney Miller.
Yes, it was.
It was the actor who played Barney Miller. Of course. Of course, they are.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Of course, Amy and Dan are like huge old television fans.
Okay.
So of course they know all of these characters, all of these actors. They know all those references, and so I mean, I can't say with 100% certainty because I wasn't in a room listening to them talk, but I mean, I would have to imagine, knowing them and knowing their breadth of knowledge for the history of television, that they absolutely would have not just known of that actor, but been thinking that's the perfect actor that we should put in there.
Yes, I mean, I suppose it would have been funnier if they'd gotten the guys who played Horseshack, but I think that I see that a lot in the show, and it's sort of like we talk all the time about the cultural references and all of these zippy one-liners that reference things from all eras of popular culture. But when they cast him, it was almost like a human pop culture reference.
Well, I mean, what about like Babette? I mean,
yes,
Babette,
right.
Babette and Miss Patty. I mean, there's that really famous scene from All in the Family with Liz and Sally, and I mean, of course, that Dan and Amy know that scene and know all that well. I mean, I'm sure a big part of this, I'm sure for them, was getting to work with all of these artists, not just television artists. Carole King, right, plays a role on the show. Like they absolutely love her, right? Like
a wish list almost.
Yeah, a wish list. I mean, and then and even modern stuff, right? Like they brought the Shins on in a later season. They're like super into music,
no
so
spoilers.
I'm sure they were big Shins fans. Sorry about that.
Spoiler. No, that's fine. But thank you for validating my theory.
But there's no question. There's no question about it. They're huge television nerds and music nerds, and they were in a position to ask some of these people to come please be on their show. They took it for sure.
And I'm going to use this to promote next Tuesday, where I somehow managed to book John to talk about all of the business side of the show. So anybody who has questions, bring them on Tuesday, because we're learning a whole bunch of stuff about business, like
I'm super excited about that, because hopefully, Mary, you'll have some questions for me of your own. But absolutely, check out the Remarcus app. Today was a breakthrough moment for the community. We got 3 events scheduled on there by different members. We've got a night next week that is hosted by the admins of our Bag Boy group on Facebook. We've got Mary's show, her sort of ins and out of the business event. We have the unaired pilot on Wednesday that we're going to be watching with Regina. And actually Nikki and I are talking about, we're working on a music one, and I actually am trying to get somebody interesting for that knows a lot about the music on this particular show.
Well, this leads me into
sorry, go ahead.
This leads me into
wait, Tasha, can I just make a side note to Diana? Diana, the principal in Stars Hollow is very similar to the one on 902 Now. Just wanted to make a note.
I thought the same thing, but we'll get to it later. I want to talk about 902 Now next season. Let's do that.
Can I speak? Can I say something though?
Tasha.
Thank you. So this kind of leads into my DM actually to you, so I'll just like air it out here. So the girls who were in the after hours one last night, we were talking at length about different things, and hence my 90210 was brought up. So and this might collide with hopefully none of the other events, but I was wanting to watch an episode. We were discussing something that I can't really talk about because it contains spoilers, but we were thinking about wanting to watch a certain episode in a later season. But obviously I've never done a Remarcus event before.
You can totally do it.
You
can totally do that.
So,
in fact, like I think it's totally cool if somebody wants to skip ahead and do a watch for a later episode in a later season. I won't go to that just because I'm watching them in order, right. So I don't want to be spoiled, but you absolutely can do that. And you can also, if you want, reschedule something we already watched and watch it again. Like, as of right now, I'm calling them spaces. The only space on Remarcus is the Gilmore Girls space. So that's right now the only IP that we are playing in for the time being. But we can play it however you want.
Right. So the question I had though, because considering I've never made one, I was wanting to do it like Thursday at the same time we do this. Hopefully it's not colliding.
Thursday's
I
already used up.
But it's totally fine.
There's an event on Thursday now, Tasha. Monday's the only day open next week.
Great.
Monday or Saturday or Sunday.
Great.
Yeah, or you can do it earlier, Great. Or you could do it later.
I can't. I work.
Yeah, or you do it on a different day.
Hey, Mary.
So wish I would have known that.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't done talking.
Are you gonna
I have to say,
the
Sarah has
one?
been flashing for a very long time, but if like
Sarah.
Okay, I wasn't done talking, but okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on, Tasha. Do you want to finish what you were going to say?
Yes, please. So my question is it called a watch party or is it called a gab session?
A watch party would be if we are going to watch something, and if it's an episode that's already in the database, you'll be able to find it there. And just spoiler alert, they're all in the database, like every episode of the show, with the exception of the year in the life. I haven't put those in.
So it makes it a watch party?
So you'd make it a watch party if you want to watch an episode, and a gab session would be, we're not watching something, we're just meeting to talk about something. So those are the two types of events that you can create. Later, like as we add other spaces, there will be some spaces that will have a third type of event that I'm but that's a while. That's a while down. That's down the line.
Hey
but
guys,
right now,
I'm thinking Monday night. Good night.
Night, Lily.
Night, Lily.
Hey,
Sarah, did you want to speak?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Amanda next to me had also been flashing her mic a bunch, and Jessie was also flashing her mic. It's just so hard when there are so many people on the couch. But I guess I kind of just wanted to. I wasn't really. I don't know. I missed a bunch of days, and then of course it looks like we're power sessioning this weekend, which I'm really kind of bummed about because I have a craft fair tomorrow. And like these last 3 episodes of the season are like some of the best, and I'm just really kind of bummed. But just can we go over like what the schedule is and what happened and why what I clearly like missed the memo on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm just really confused.
So it goes like this, and I can probably get better at this because it's partly my fault. But
like an announcement.
Yeah, so a couple weeks back, I realized that that my second vaccine was coming up, and I remembered how my first vaccine was, and that it knocked me out the whole weekend. So I was like, okay, you know what? I actually should not schedule events for that weekend because I'll be feverish. I just know it. So I knocked those out, and then Babsy and I had scheduled this trip out of town for this week. That was right after that. I was like, oh no, we're basically going to miss a bunch. And so then I was sort of looking at how I could rearrange it. And then I realized that if I did double features in the morning on the weekends, that we could actually end season 2 cleanly on Sunday night, which would then allow me to do this hiatus week that I've been talking about, like starting on Monday. And it just felt right. The problem is I kind of did it all sort of last minute, which means that if you weren't paying attention to the schedule on the Remarcus app, you might not have seen that I changed some of that stuff into the last minute. So what I have to get better at is like scheduling out a little bit ahead of time and knowing that some of that stuff. But what I can say is that, I mean, I don't know if the community is there yet where we feel comfortable doing that, but like, I feel like at some point, you know, my hope is that folks will just reschedule a watch, right? Like that, like, oh, I missed that one. Anybody else miss it? Like, yeah, cool. Do you guys all want to watch it on this night so that we can all catch up together? That's sort of my hope, that starts to happen. I may actually want to jump into some of those so that I can actually, you know, refresh myself on stuff. I've already talked about wanting to go back and watch some of the early stuff in the first season. But that's what happened, Sarah.
No, that's understandable. Okay, so the plan is like next week we're weekend. We don't have any regular scheduled things, and we're starting season 3 like the next what would that be Monday night?
Monday the 31st.
Yeah, it would be Monday the 31st.
It's May 31st. That's right.
Yeah, so Monday the 31st is when we start. So it's like going to be like a full 7 days of hiatus, which I have been talking about for a while. This idea of let's try to, well, let's just more than that, more than the break. It's more like, you know, I don't want to take a break. I'm really loving this, right? So it's not about taking a break. It's more about can we create the same kind of anticipation that you have before the drop of a new season of a show that you've never seen before. I mean, the answer might be no, but like I kind of want to try and just have this week where we're like chatting about the show, remembering what we saw, you know, just and like knowing that like in 7 days the next season drops, you know, so that like that first episode comes with the excitement of a premiere, which I feel like when we went into season 2, because we just like went right in, it didn't really have that specialness that you have at the opening of a season. And also I felt like season 1 also didn't have that like that huge, you know, feeling of like this is the end for a while. And I have this feeling that this season, we're going to feel that because we're going to know, like, okay, we're not going to be getting the series for a bit.
Right. Okay. So Amanda, who's next to me, has been flashing her mic like since even before I started talking. So why don't you go ahead, Amanda?
My question's just about the unaired pilot. Where can we go to view that?
Good question.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we were gonna mention. So
I already got it mentioned to me. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, Regina sent me a DM about that. So she's put the link in her description, which can be neither copied and pasted, nor is it clickable. That's going to be fixed. I'm going to do that late tonight. I'm going to actually create a new little input field for watch parties.
How's that going to work with people who are watching it like on their laptop? Because that's what I'm doing, and I mean, it's going to be hard to like switch back from like the episode to like Clubhouse.
You can like email the link. Once you get the link, you can email it to yourself or text it to yourself or whatever.
Or type it out.
I'll DM Regina and have her DM it to me on Twitter.
I mean, no. The way that I'm going to have it is that, I mean, you can. Would it be easier for me to have it clickable, or would it be better for me to have to make it copy and pastable? Like I can have it so when you tap the link, it copies the link to your clipboard, or I could have it so when you tap the link, it opens the page up. Which one would be better, do you think?
I would say hyperlink, because you can always write hyperlink and yourself, but like that gives the option to do either or.
Okay, so I'll make it up. I'll make it up
on your computer or your tablet or whatever, and then you can click it from there.
Can you do that?
You can open it from anything that has a browser.
Yeah, I can do that on your computer.
Well, because the Remarcus website, you can do that. So.
Yeah. So and when I fix it, what will happen is when you're creating a watch party, there'll be a new little question that says, right now it's like where to join, and you can like click on Clubhouse. There's going to be a new one that says where to watch, and then there'll be similar ones that say like Netflix, Amazon Prime, blah blah blah, and one of them will be other. And when you click that up, it'll ask you what's the link for the other. And in this case, it will be that link that Regina has put in there. I'll just move it into that.
Also, one thing we mentioned after you popped out this morning, John, and I don't know if Mary mentioned it to you or not.
But I did. I DM'd him and he's taking care of it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
I love it, by the way.
Wait, what happened?
This is what I needed, because I can't see these bugs until they're used.
What happened?
It was about the timing, but he's taking care of it, so it's all good. You guys don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, because I left right when he did, so.
No, and I just saw, Sasha, that you put your event in, so there you go. It worked out.
I was like, I'm taking Monday. I don't care.
All right. Well, I'm going to head out, but I actually need to make everybody moderators, unless we have anything else that we want to talk about.
Well, I'm just going to put it out there that John has given me homework to come up with questions. So, guys, have your questions ready.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Emma, I accidentally put you in the audience, Emma, and I was trying to hit moderator and I put you in the audience accidentally, but I just invited you back up. Come back up.
Hey, Mary.
Sorry about that, Emma.
No worries. You're fine. It's okay.
Mary, I have a question.
Shauna is flashing after you're done, Tasha.
Okay. So about trivia, because this is the first time hearing of this, because weirdly enough, I do not check Remarcus as often as I probably should. So, like, what's going on with this whole trivia night thing?
Whoever's running it can tell you. It's not me.
I'm imagining, Amanda, that there's going to be a bunch of questions, and we're going to answer them, or try to answer them. And I guess maybe we'll use our mics to like raise our hands, or I'm not exactly sure, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
As it's trivia for seasons 1 and 2, so they're doing a trivia night to get our knowledge of what we remember from the first 2 seasons we've watched.
Bring it on.
I got a question. She can actually explain it better, but we're putting questions in
Kahoot. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that. And the top 3 winners will be winning prizes.
Ooh, I love it.
Going down. We're going down.
So you're gonna need a device that you can play. You know, the cool thing about Clubhouse is that you can switch through the apps, or you can be in a different browser. So then for that evening, then you'll actually get the game code, and then you would just go to Kahoot.it, and then you would give yourself a nickname for your name and everything like that.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
The only thing I hate about Kahoot, you can't switch between apps on Android, which is why I love iPhone.
Right. I think you said you were using a computer though, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about like that was for Remarcus, but I can switch between Kahoot and Remarcus.
But we should do something to make sure that it's not all just we're silently clicking on things. Like we should hear what the questions are so that folks that are maybe on the beanbags know what the questions are, right?
Right.
This way, you know, if people are in Instagram, they can still participate because
you can play it, John. You don't even have to be on the couch to play then.
Yeah, exactly.
The way they're doing it.
You can be on the beanbag, you can be in Instagram. As long as you have the game pen code at the time that it's being issued out, then you can play lifetime with us.
Awesome.
Wasn't someone flashing that wanted to talk?
I did.
Go ahead, Jonna.
I've got a question for John, actually. Okay, so like the character of Lorelai, when Amy wrote her, when Amy and Dan wrote her, is that somewhat based off of who Amy is? I mean, because sometimes I like look at interviews and see Amy, and I kind of see Lorelai.
I can't really answer that question accurately. I don't really know for sure, but I will say that I feel like Lorelai's sharp sense of humor, her snark, just her wit reminds me of Amy's wit. I mean, Amy is also like a really like she's just really quick-witted and sharp. So I'm reminded of Lorelai when I hear Amy speak. So that seems reasonable, but I can't really say for sure because I wasn't close enough to the writer's room to accurately answer that question.
I mean, I get that. I'm just like so curious. It's just like sometimes I watch and I'm just like, wow, okay, you know, and then I see interviews with Amy and I'm like, there seems to be a little bit of Amy in Lorelai, you know, maybe just in my opinion.
I've heard that. I've heard that there's like similarities to like that the show has got some of Amy, like Amy's bringing some of her life to it. Again, I can't say for sure because I don't know. I haven't talked to her. That's just stuff that I've heard. But
her other shows are
though, the main female characters, they all kind of have that similar thing about them.
Yeah, and also I've heard about this like Amy and her own mother and her relationship with her mom. So I've heard those things, but you know, that doesn't surprise me because writers very often bring their own life and history and experience to what they write. I think some of the best writing out there is brings your own experience.
It's an awesome show. That's all it is.
That is absolutely true. It is an amazing piece of storytelling. And just like with every episode that I'm watching, I'm just like, I completely get this fandom. Like I completely understand why this show 20 years later is just absolutely on fire. Like it's as if the show was on the air now.
Yeah, I feel that. I have a lot of people that I actually like make watch it with me.
You should have them watch it with us.
I try, but you know, some of them are kind of like not into this whole internet thing. I don't know why, but it's silly. Anyways. So.
This internet.
Yeah. You know, they're like, what? I don't know how to download that. No, I can't do that. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm 28 and I grew up like in the beginning of it and like throughout it. And there's still things like that I don't know how to work. Like it took me 2.5 months to figure out an iPhone. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Tasha, what year were you born?
I was born in 93. So it's like kind of like when internet kind of took off type thing. And like I didn't get social media until I was 14. And there
was never a time in your life where there wasn't the internet. That is so crazy.
Yeah, but think about it this way. I'm older than Google.
I know that. All of a sudden I just realized that your whole life it's been available because I was online in 1991.
Well, yes, but think about it though. Internet has always been available to me, but the internet has drastically changed from the year I was born until the new generation. The new generation doesn't know a world without social media. I grew up all the way up until I was 14 without social media. So like I went through like elementary school, middle school, and like
I get what you're saying because I grew up
without
all the way
major forms of social media. The new generation doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Hey John, just FYI, tomorrow. I'm my home life is a little crazy tomorrow, so remind yourself to record because there may be a chance I may not be recording. If
we will remind them.
Thank you.
Adam, right? But if I please remember.
Yeah, I will remember. And of course, we all are so appreciative of all that you're doing. I'm gonna head out. Thank you, everyone, for watching this with me again. This is
of course
super fun as always.
Okay.
I will see you tomorrow.
The bloodbath will begin tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
We're doing a double feature. Another one 8 a.m. and then at 8:45 we're gonna go right into the next episode like we did today, and then we will chat. I'm not rushing out the door tomorrow, so we're a little more flexible. And then tomorrow night, again, will be another episode, and that will be our season finale, which will have something to do with Christopher and Lorelai. I'm saying
got that
right here.
Down. Let's see.
You spoiled yourself, didn't you?
I'm saying it here. You heard it here first.
It's your prediction?
It's my prediction. It's going to be something big.
Okay.
Something big. I don't know what, but it's going to be something big.
Would you like any more details? You got a lot tonight.
No spoilers.
Right.
No. I mean, does John want to make a more detailed prediction?
No, that's the best that I can do. That's the best that I can do right now. It's just like it feels like we're moving towards like all the stuff that we dealt with this season, right? We've dealt with him coming to town, her almost kissing him pulling away. We have all dealt with meeting Sherry and this big blow up. Now we've got this. It's like it just feels like we're building up to something, and that our final like mind-blowing moment at the end of this season is going to have something to do with Christopher and Lorelai. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
One last thing before you go, John. And for the people who weren't here this morning, I mean, the people like when we had the double feature this morning, like the people who get on the couch, you're there for like
you're there for both episodes. If you're like, I really want to be on the couch, but I really can only stay for one episode.
Totally
let us know at the beginning, and then when you leave in the second half of the episode, I'll open up the couch again and let a few other people come on.
Yeah, because that happens.
Like we're not being super strict about it.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Good night, John.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, John.
Good night, John.
Good night, John. Good night, John.
Bye.
Bye. How is he good at